You fought well yesterday. Your style is unorthodox.
Good morning, Yankees universe, and welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew on this Thursday, April 10th. Like always, I'm your guy Hector, hanging out with the compañera this morning. I got the lovely Grace Monroe, and all you Yankee fans, wake up and get your coffee. Grace, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. I felt a little guilty yesterday. I watched the Yankees game on my back porch in 75-degree weather.
Lucky you.
And I was watching the guys freezing and all bundled up. Yeah, and I said to myself, is this right? Is this right that I'm watching the game like this? But how are you feeling, Hector? Is it cold in New York?
Oh, it's freezing. Yesterday I was at Citi Field covering the Mets game, and it was cold over there, and I was watching the Yankee game at the same time, and that was pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. But no, it was cold over in Citi Field. It's cold in New York in general, but, you know, the Yankees, I think they had it worse. Being in Michigan, being in Detroit, I'm glad the players are happy. They're flying back to New York. The Yankees are off today after they were able to take one game out of Detroit, and I'm happy that the Yankees didn't get swept. What about you, Grace?
Absolutely. It's so important that we didn't get swept. I mean, Max Fried came in, made an absolute statement yesterday. You heard the guys on the broadcast say, Flaherty and Kay were talking about how there's a moniker in the clubhouse that's been around for a few years, that the guys say he earned his pinstripes today, or now he's a Yankee. And they were saying that yesterday, Max Fried became a Yankee. And that was cool to hear the broadcaster say. So I definitely agree. He made a statement. He was like, this is who I am. You know?
Yeah.
It's hard for a New Yorker. I'm not a New Yorker. I'm an adopted New Yorker.
You're a New Yorker, Grace.
Yeah, right. But I feel like New Yorkers want to see it. They don't want to hear about it. They don't want to, like, whatever you did on the Braves is cute. But you need to come do it in New York for us to, I say us, for the New Yorkers to buy in and say, okay, yes, this is him, this is who he is, and we're going to do it. Same thing with Devin Williams, which I know we're going to get to. We'll get into it. Cute. All his stats are cute, but we need to see it, you know?
Yeah, we'll definitely get into it. Before we get into any of the topics, let's shout out the chat and let's say good morning, wakey. Shout out our good friend Jonathan in the building. Jonathan, how you doing? We got Theo Nosebleed section in the building. We got our good friend Tina in the building. Tina, how you doing? James Devour is in the building. Big time Jerry Cadell is in the building. How you doing, Jerry? Gregory Wayne, good morning, my guy. Big time Lou, how you doing? I hope all is well. Our friend Eddie Snacks, Daniel Dabari Sports Highlights is in the building. Who else? We got Keith Saunders in the building. Of course, Maximus was on his A game, and I think he's talking about Max Fried. And I think that's what'll start the conversation. We're going to start the conversation with Max Fried. Before we do that, folks, if you guys can, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Grace, we are at 4,993 subscribers. We are 7 away from 5K. Appreciate all the new subscribers, everybody who has been liking the content, following and subscribing. So we're just 7 away from 5K. If you're out there, hit that subscribe button. Grace, I'll toss it over to you. Lead the conversation when talking about our main man, Mr. Max Fried.
Max Fried, yesterday, 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, but 0 runs, 0 walks, right? And that's what we heard. Oh, well, watch out for Max Fried. He can walk, guys. Okay. 0 walks yesterday, 11 strikeouts. Mm-hmm. He pitched he pitched a shutout. He went through 7 innings, 7 full innings. It was so huge for the bullpen. It set us up to have a game with him pitching 7 innings, then the setup and the closer. And that's the formula that we all said in the offseason was going to take us so far this year. And yesterday was the first opportunity that we had to see that formula succeed. We know that formula ended up failing, but we got the win ultimately. It was an incredible performance. 97 pitches, absolute fire.
Yeah, when you look at Max Fried and when you look at his stats, Max Fried on the season, he has a 1.56 ERA. The rest of the New York Yankees starting rotation ERA is over 6 combined. When you look at Max Fried, I know a lot of people kept saying that this is a guy who's a ground ball pitcher. He needs his defense behind him. I got to say this, people. Attention. Max Fried is a strikeout pitcher. If you 11 guys in a game, you are a strikeout pitcher. Granted, it was against the Detroit Tigers, who are a young and up-and-coming team, very exciting. They beat us 2 out of the 3 games, but I love what I saw from Max Fried. This is what an ace does, Grace. When your team is struggling, when your team is on a losing streak, when you need to rewrite the ship, right, and get things back on course, you need your ace to step up and shut down the other team and get you back on a winning track. And that's what happened yesterday in Detroit. Max Fried, he put on his big boy pants. He rose them all the way up. He put his boots on, and he went out there and he pitched an amazing start for the New York Yankees. Like you said, everybody's looking for that Jason Giambi home run in extra innings. What is your signature Yankee moment? And so far, early in the season in 2025, this is Max Fried's signature Yankees moment. I think every Yankee fan is excited and happy that Brian Cashman signed this man in the offseason.
If you just compare Jack Flaherty to Max Fried's performance yesterday, really, really startling differences there. Even from the first inning, our batters were getting to Jack Flaherty. Even though we didn't bring the runners across the plate, we were making contact. We were making hard contact, and a lot of it, he was walking guys, good at bats. And he ended up getting pulled, obviously, we know, ultimately, before Max Fried. And I'll never forget, excuse me, I think it was Garrett Cole who said that his coach in college told him, the goal is to outlast the other starting pitcher. If you're the starting pitcher, your goal is to stay in the game longer than the opposing team's starting pitcher. And ever since I heard him say that, I always think about that now. And Max Fried definitely did that. Flaherty got pulled way before he did. And obviously he gave up some runs, which Fried didn't give up ultimately any runs. So incredible performance from him in the cold, on the road. I mean, what else can you say? He was flawless yesterday. Flawless.
Yeah. I want to shout out Corey T in the chat. Corey, how you doing? Who says, Hector, my man, much love from your favorite Stroh fan. Appreciate you, Corey, for being in the building. Folks, we got close to 50 people watching us collectively across all platforms. So if you guys can, smack that like button, hit that subscribe button. We are 7 subscribers away from 5K. So hit that subscribe button. Hopefully, let's try to see if we can make 5K while we're on the stream and we can celebrate with each and every one of you guys. Going back to Jack Flaherty, right? Amazing start from him. And yesterday was a pitcher's duel. The Yankees were having good at-bats. I know Cody Bellinger struck out 3 times yesterday, but he's just coming back from a stiff back and having food poisoning because the chicken wingies in Detroit upset his stomach, right? So, I'm okay with Cody Bellinger. But when you look at the rest of that Yankees lineup, right, we understand Aaron Judge is going to be the captain. We understand Aaron Judge is the captain, and we understand he is going to do damage. Aaron Judge already has 20 RBIs this year. Aaron Judge has joined a list of prestige names with 20 RBIs in the first 12 games of the season. And on that list is Alex Rodriguez, who was an MVP in 2007, Lou Gehrig in 1927, and Babe Ruth in 1926. If we don't put respect on this man's name, I don't know what else this man needs to do to get the respect that he deserves from Major League Baseball. Aaron Judge is the best hitter in all of baseball. I don't care about a Juan Soto. I don't care about a Shohei Ohtani. I don't care about what's the dude in Kansas City? Bobby Witt. I don't care about Bobby Witt. I had a brain fart real quick. What's the dude in Kansas City? Bobby Witt. I don't care about Bobby Witt. I got Aaron Judge. I got number 99, a 354 batting average, 6 home runs, 20 RBIs, a 1238 OPS. I sign up for Aaron Judge every day of the week. And yeah, I don't know that guy in Kansas City whose name is Bobby Witt.
You know him. But yeah, I heard somebody the other day say, when's the last time Shohei Ohtani got intentionally walked?
Bingo.
And I said, oh, period on that, because Aaron Judge is getting intentionally walked in the third game of the year, in the second game of the year, in the fourth game of the year. This man is on another level, okay? The Yankee hate aside, you can't argue with the wall, because Aaron Judge stays on lists with A-Rod, Lou Gehrig, and the Babe Ruth. I mean, come on.
The Babino.
So for real right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like, absolutely.
And like I said, we're going to get back to, talking about Max Fried, but I just wanted to highlight Aaron Judge and the start of the season that he is having right now. We'll get back to Max Fried. We'll get back to the rest of the starting rotation. But Aaron Judge, I wanted to start the convo with Max Fried. I know it looks like we're jumping all over the place. I wanted to start with Max Fried, but I wanted to pivot real quick to Aaron Judge just to give him his flowers. Aaron Judge is having an amazing start to the season. I know a lot of Yankee fans on Twitter. I saw it while doing research and gathering the graphics. So many people are quick to say, we don't care what Aaron Judge is doing right now. We want to see it in October. And I understand the sentiment. I do understand the sentiment, Grace. But at the same time, on the flip side of the card, I'm not going to be ignorant and ignore what this man is doing right now. Because if you ignore what Aaron Judge is doing right now because you're still salty because of what happened in the World Series, I understand that you could be upset. We had this whole offseason to be upset. We're here right now. We're watching our team. And if you're now rooting for Aaron Judge to have an amazing season, what are you doing? Yes, when the postseason comes, we want him to perform and take us and elevate to that next level. But right now, you're going to really be sour because you're feeling salty from the World Series? I don't know, Grace.
Bro, if all you care about is the postseason, then don't even watch the games. Catch us in October. Because take that attitude somewhere else. That is out to me. I mean, there's so much more to a baseball career than the postseason. It's definitely part of it. It's a big part of it. Yeah. But there are major stars from baseball lore who never won the World Series and didn't perform in the postseason, and they're still considered some of the best baseball players that ever lived. Just because Aaron Judge plays in New York City and we care more about World Series rings because we've had 27 of them and we want the 28th one and that's what we're focused on. He shouldn't be judged by that. He should be judged by his career numbers. Yeah. Postseason's a part of it, okay? But give me a break. If all you care about is the World Series, then don't even watch any games until we're in the World Series.
I'm gonna say a hot take real quick, Grace, and this is something I don't think anybody has said when it comes to Aaron Judge. I know Aaron Judge is the captain. He has joined the list next to Willie Randolph, next to Derek Jeter, Thurman Munson, some of the greats, right? He's a captain. But right now, when it comes to Aaron Judge, in the eyes of Yankee fans, he is navigating in that Alex Rodriguez 2004, 2005, 6, 7 era before he had that 2009 breakout in the postseason and helped the Yankees win the World Series. We need Aaron Judge to go from Alex Rodriguez and go into your Derek Jeter mode when you get into the postseason. We need you to step up and we need you to carry this team because we understand in 162 games, the New York Yankees do not make the postseason without Aaron Judge. We understand that. That's acknowledged and that's a fact. The same way it's a fact that if Aaron Judge is a minus 200 hitter or if he's hitting at the Mendoza line in the postseason, the Yankees aren't going far. It matters in the postseason just like it matters in the regular season. The Yankees are only going to get to the World Series and win the World Series if number 99 steps up and produces the way that we know he can produce in the postseason.
Yeah, I think he will. I do believe that he will. He is out to prove something this year. He had the greatest season ever for a right-handed batter last year, and if you can believe it, he's on track to have an even better year this year. Now, it's only been 12 games. I get it. However, the facts are the facts. He is on track to have an even better year. That's just a fact. So, y'all, don't give up on Aaron Judge. What are we doing?
No.
What are we doing?
Can't give up on Aaron Judge.
I mean, come on. This is crazy.
We can't give up on Aaron Judge. Shout out to Stephen B in the building. Stephen B said Judge is the best hitter in In non-steroid era, he tied Babe Ruth home run record to start the season, broke 61 from Roger Maris. The guy is professional. Don't make excuses. Absolutely, Stephen B. Appreciate you. Shout out to you. We got FL Diver in the building. How you doing? LB said, what's up, guys? Shohei was intentionally walked a few days ago, and Mookie made them play. I also agree. Judge is the best hitter in Major League Baseball. No doubt about it. Appreciate you, LB. Shout out to you. Thank you for being in the chat. Folks, we got over 60 people watching us right now collectively on YouTube. We're sitting at 4,993 subscribers. If you're watching, if you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Help us get over 5K. Share this out on other social media platforms. Hold on, I want to bring up some more chats. Nathaniel Cransell said, I have Shohei Ohtani 1 and Aaron Judge 2. That's because you're a Dodger fan, Nathaniel. That's the only reason, all right? Let's not be biased. Gregory Wayne says, I care about RBIs. What does Judge have now? 20 after 12 games? 100%. Eddie Snap says, Judge saw him being ranked number 4 from ESPN, and he took that personal. That right there was the comment that I was waiting for Yankee fans to bring up, because like Eddie says, he was ranked 4. He had other people that was ranked ahead of him. Aaron Judge, proof is in the pudding. When Aaron Judge is healthy, you see what he could do.
On both sides of the ball. He's an elite outfielder. He is an elite batter. He's an elite leader. He's an elite captain. He's an elite athlete that your kids can look up to. Like, he's everything. He's the whole package. And he doesn't just hit home runs. He hits a billion home runs, but he also hits doubles. And he also hits singles. And he also works walks. And, I mean, he is the full, absolute, y'all, he's the best baseball player we've ever seen in our lifetime. Maybe the best we'll ever see. We don't know. We don't know the future. But Shohei Ohtani, listen, I'm not even going to get into an argument between Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge. Okay? Because they're different, and I've already rehashed this so many times. Ohtani isn't even pitching right now, okay? But anyway, whatever. Aaron Judge is the best player in baseball. Period.
I'm laughing. I'm like, Grace, I love you so much. I want to shout out Big Ant NYC with the $5 super chat. Ant, appreciate you, my guy. You really help us out with these super chats. Honestly, it helps pay for the StreamYard. It helps pay for the Canva. It helps keep this going as me and Grace are trying to blow this up. So if you guys can donate $1, $2, $5, like our good friend Ant does, we do appreciate it, because like I said, it helps us pay for the podcast, and it helps us keep the lights on over here at Uptown Sports TV. But Ant says, what's going on, familiar? It appears since Peraza seen an eye specialist during spring training, he has been a much better hitter. Please play him, Aaron Boone. That's what I want to talk about, Grace.
Okay.
Peraza.
Yeah.
The third base productivity, Reyes is gone. Reyes, we could just write him off. He's just there because he has a post. I used to joke around when I worked in EMS, when I was a 911 supervisor, we used to joke around that our company that we work at, they didn't care if you were smart or anything like that. They would just go on the street like, you got a post, you're breathing, you're hired, come to work. And that's how I feel it was with Pablo Reyes at the end of spring training. The Yankees just needed somebody to fill a roster spot, and they say, oh, he's breathing? Let's get him a uniform. Bring him to the Bronx. And with Peraza, I need to see Peraza play more, right? He has one of the best gloves, if not the best glove in the infield. Shout out to Anthony Volpe, who was shutting up a lot of the haters. But I need Peraza to play at third base. It's non-justifiable not having Peraza play at third base. I love Oswaldo. Oswaldo's trying his best, but I need Peraza to get some chances at third base. Grace, what do you think?
I love Oswaldo. I love what I'm seeing from him. The production on offense. The defense, though, hasn't satisfied me per se. I love Oswaldo, okay? Peraza is the opposite, right? Peraza has this incredible defense, and his offense hasn't been exactly wowing me. But with regular at-bats, we don't know. He's never had a significant run on the major league level for his bat. And so I would love to see Peraza get more run. I've been very clear about this since spring. I love Peraza's glove so much. I have for years. For me, that is more important than having the number 9 hitter producing at a 280 clip. I don't care about that as much. I need solid defense at the hot corner. I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit of offense to get that defense. That's just my personal preference. Other people might say, oh, I want better offense. I'll sacrifice a little defense. That's just an opinion. We all have one, right? My opinion is I'd rather have the defense there. And so, but I don't want to throw the baby away with the bathwater and get rid of Oswaldo Cabrera. So let's have them both platoon until further notice, until one of them rises up and takes the job. Let's have them platoon. I don't want to see Pablo Reyes ever again. And I wouldn't be surprised if they DFA'd him when DJ LeMahieu comes off the injured list, which we heard is going to be fairly soon, maybe like in 10 days or so, 10, 15 days.
Who?
I know, y'all. I know, but they're gonna do it, y'all. We have to make amends with this right now. They're going to put DJ LeMahieu back on the active roster, and he's gonna be on the team, y'all. And I think, Hector, I'm not trying to interrupt you. I want you to talk. But I'm just saying, don't you think they're going to let Reyes go and bring DJ in? Or do you think if they release Peraza, I'm going to lose it?
No. That's the obvious choice, right? When it comes to that move, Pablo Reyes most likely will be DFA'd because regardless if the Yankees treat Peraza as a redheaded stepchild, you can't argue the fact that his glove is still a solid glove to have as a bench piece coming off late in games, whether it's second base, shortstop, third base. At any point, if anybody has an injury, knock on wood, you could put Peraza out there and he'll be way more valuable to the team than a Pablo Reyes could. But no, I wasn't saying you was trying to interrupt me. I was just ready to go because our guy FL Diver
after this
with another $5 super chat. Appreciate you, my guy, helping us keep the lights on over here. FL Diver says Judge has accomplished all of this without legitimate protection behind them. Absolutely, FL, 100%. D-Rel says, whoa, Judge is not the best ever. I like Judge, but let's stop. Barry Bonds is. I never said Judge is the best ever. Barry Bonds, in my book, is the GOAT. People can hate me all they want, but Barry Bonds is the GOAT in my eyes, right? When you look at Major League Baseball, I think Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame. I know a lot of people feel some type of way with the steroids, but the same people that say feel that type of way with the steroids never talk about Mike Schmidt, who took greenies, and he's in the Hall of Fame. And people said Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame, and Pete Rose took greenies as well. So again, that's another conversation for another day. But no, Judge right now is the best hitter in baseball.
The other day I was playing Immaculate Grid. Y'all play Immaculate Grid? Y'all play Immaculate Grid?
I was going to ask you, do you want to try doing that on the show? Like, I don't want to be biting off of like John Boy and Dumb, but I would like to do like Immaculate Grid shit with you.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yes, that'd be fun. But I was playing Immaculate Grid the other day, and it was, excuse me, I believe it was 100 runs season outfielder. I said Barry Bonds. He didn't have it. I said, what?
Wait, what? Say that again.
100 run season outfielder. And I was like, wait, what? And then I was like, I guess this guy was just hitting bombs and he wasn't getting on base that much. And
he was getting on base like crazy. It's just he ain't have nobody behind him.
Okay. That makes sense too. So nobody brought him in. Okay, that could make sense.
No, he's 100 runs in 2004, 2003, 2002, 2001, 2000.
Okay, maybe it was 100 hits.
He scored way more.
It was one of those. I swear. Okay, look up 100 hits.
No, he has seasons of 135, 110, 180. He's never had a 200 hit season.
Well, I can't remember. I'll have to look up what the category was.
Probably strikeout, maybe, because he's never struck out 100 times in a season. Well, no, not even that. Not even that. But just look it up again. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I'll look it up, and I'll come back next time. I'll come back with my receipts. But I was like, wait a minute. But anyway, obviously we know Barry Bonds.
Shout out friend Ace. Just wanted to say shout out to Ace. Sorry about that, Grace.
No, you're good. Obviously we know Barry Bonds was incredible. He was on roids. That's not to say he wasn't incredible, but it's just a fact of his story, right? And Aaron Judge is not. So you're kind of like, what would Aaron Judge be if he took steroids? You know what I mean? Like, what would you? So it's hard to compare them because, again, different eras, different medical factors. But the fact that Aaron Judge is even in this conversation with the guy who hit 700 home runs, however many home runs he hit, is crazy. You know what I mean? So
it's just when you look at Aaron Judge again, yeah, it's just opinions. At the end of the day, it's like elbows and asses. Everybody have them, right? But when it comes, you like that, right? You like that. That's a Texas saying. I looked it up in a book. I Googled it. But no, when it comes to Aaron Judge, I feel Aaron Judge, if it wasn't for that wall in LA, Aaron Judge would be going for like his 4th or 5th straight MVP right now, right? Aaron Judge, he's on a freak run right now, an historic run, I should say, when it comes to Major League Baseball with the stuff that he does. We just need him to perform in the postseason. And I don't think there's any Yankee fan out there that's going to disagree with that. Somebody that I want to bring up, it's not Devin Williams. I'm going to save that for last, all right? Somebody that I want to bring up, Grace, that I think is having an amazing start to the season, and the Yankees are going to have to figure out what to do with him when Giancarlo Stanton comes back. But Ben Rice, Benny Blanco from the Bronx, Arroz con Habichuela, Ben Rice. Listen, going into yesterday's game, Ben Rice was 3rd in the league when it comes to hard hit percentage. Right now, he's 2nd in the league in hard hit percentage. You know who he's behind? Shohei Ohtani. It's Shohei Ohtani and it's Ben Rice. The way that Ben Rice fell into the Yankees' lap, and the Yankees, they found the gem in Ben Rice. The same way, look at it. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's the next Aaron Judge. I'm not saying that. But listen to what I'm about to say, Grace. Okay. When Aaron Judge was coming up, the prospects that were being hyped up at the time were Luis Severino, Gary Sanchez. Luis Severino, the next Pedro Martinez. Alex Rodriguez was saying that Gary Sanchez has the same right-handed power like Manny Ramirez. Nobody hyped up Aaron Judge, and he was able to come up and blossom. Right now, when you look at the Yankees prospects, everybody hyped up Jason Dominguez. Everybody hyped up your favorite Yankee prospect, Spencer Jones. They were crickets about Ben Rice, and Ben Rice has emerged and turned himself into the hitter that we see right now. Now, can he sustain this for the rest of the season? We will see. But I think Ben Rice, you saw the metrics last year, his real-time stats. He was a victim of just bad luck, right? When you look at his actual stats, his advanced analytics, they were projecting that his batting average and his stats would be way more. Ben Rice is having an amazing start to the season. He put 10 to 15 pounds on in muscle, and you're seeing it right now with his hard hit percentage and the way that he's barreling up the bat. He got a torpedo bat, and he's using it. So I just want to say shout out to Ben Rice, and the Yankees found something special in this young man.
I'm so happy for Ben Rice. What a nice guy. What a great story. I think he was discovered on a sandlot playing with a scout's son or something. I mean, he went to an Ivy League school. It's such an interesting dynamic that this kid brings to the team. I just love him. And he's mashing right now. He's absolutely mashing. I mean, we all had a meltdown when Giancarlo Stanton, when we found out that both of his elbows were shot and he was going to miss a significant amount of the season. And yet, here comes Ben Rice, and he says, "Don't worry, baby, I got you." I mean, his answer in the DH role has been huge, and it's only been 12 games. I saw Li on Twitter last night was saying, go ahead.
No, I was about to say, because Ace just said it right now. Any second, Li is about to enter the chat and say, we don't need Stanton because we got Rice. Go ahead, Grace. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He was saying last night that Stanton doesn't have a spot on the roster because Ben Rice is raking. And, of course, people were arguing with him and everything.
Sign Ben Rice, 10 years, $80 million. Let's get a Ben Rice contract extension right now.
Y'all, I am concerned about what's going to happen with Ben Rice because I told Hector this in spring. I just have this feeling that I can't shake that he's going to get moved. And I know that sounds
I don't think so now. I don't think so now. I don't think so. Unless it's for Sandy Alcantara, that's the only way. I don't think Ben Rice is traded. I think Ben Rice has earned that label of being untouchable.
I hope so. I don't want him to be traded, but my feeling is, and I can't shake it, that the Yankees don't value his defense. I just believe that. They don't value him at catcher as much. They don't value him at first base as much. He hasn't been able to find a foothold on the defensive side. Now his DH bat is crazy. It's awesome. It's beautiful. But where is his long-term identity on this team? And for that reason, I'm afraid that the calls from other teams are going to be, yeah, I'll give you Sandy. I want Ben Rice and I want somebody else, right? A prospect, and I want Ben Rice. And Cashman will say, well, we've got Giancarlo back, and we can use the DH spot to rotate with Aaron Judge and Cody Bellinger because we've got Trent Grisham, and Ben Rice is redundant. It's so wild to say that because his bat is crazy. I'm not saying that I think this, but I'm afraid Brian Cashman will think that, and I'm so scared of that.
The only reason why I say that I'm not 100% sold on that take, I'm 50-50. The reason why I think Brian Cashman would keep Ben Rice around, one, he's young, he's controllable, and he's cheap. Exactly. And that's what Brian Cashman and Kevin Reese, who's in charge of the Yankees minor league system, have been trying to develop. Positional players that are cheap, positional players that are young, and positional players you can have in your system for 6 or 7 years before you have to worry about them hitting free agency. So the Yankees can spend money and pitching. Look at it. Look at it. The Yankees are trying to produce position players so they can use their bank account to go out in free agency and import starting pitching. Look at the past 5 years. The Yankees have made this conservative effort since 2020 when they restructured their entire minor league system. And look at the starting pitchers that we have brought in via free agency. Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon, and Max Fried, all three top level free agents. We have not imported any positional free agent big money guys. We traded for Cody Bellinger. We haven't signed any big time positional free agents because the strategy for the New York Yankees is to develop the position players at the minor league level and go out there and get starting pitching with your wallet and with your bank account. And you see it. You see the philosophy over the past 5 years since it's been implemented, and it somewhat has worked because you've seen now Ben Rice come up. You've seen now Anthony Volpe come up. You see now we've had better position players now than even when Aaron Judge came up. All of the prospect, Jason Dominguez, love him or hate him, he's a way better prospect than Clint Frazier. He's a way better prospect than Miguel Andujar. He's a way better prospect than Gary Sanchez. Love Spencer Jones or not, he was still a better prospect than Clint Frazier. Right. So we can hate Brian Cashman on not going out there and signing the Manny Machado and not signing Bryce Harper. But when you look at developing at the minor league level, developing the bullpen, you got to give Brian Cashman some type of credit.
Absolutely. But heck, what do you think their vision is for Ben Rice when Giancarlo comes back?
You just ride the hot hand. As of right now, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to make it to make a decision because both Ben Rice and Paul Goldschmidt, and shout out to Paul Goldschmidt, who has been on fire. I think he has like a 340 or 350 batting average as of right now. Somebody correct me in the chat. But when you look at both of them, they're both on fire. If Giancarlo Stanton comes back and Paul Goldschmidt teeters off a little bit, or Ben Rice teeters off a little bit, you'll see a platoon. You see a rotation where Ben Rice will be platooning at first base, and the days that you got to get Giancarlo a rest, he'll be the DH. That will be the role for Ben Rice as the season goes on. But if Giancarlo Stanton comes back, it's going to be up to Ben Rice to force the Yankees' hand. All right, John the Beagle Dad says he hate platooning. I get that. I understand it. JV said he's a 383 hitter right now. Shout out to you, JV, my guy JV. But when you look at it, right, it's if you're the Yankees organization, this is a problem you want to have. This is a problem you want to have. You have two guys who could be position players who are platooning right now. When Giancarlo Stanton comes back, this is a problem you want to have, because if both Ben Rice and Paul Goldschmidt was hitting below 200, we wouldn't even be having this conversation, Grace. It would just be, all right, Giancarlo Stanton's the DH, and whoever's facing the lefty or whoever's facing the righty is out there that day in the lineup.
If Brian, y'all, and let me tell you, this is my feeling from Brian Cashman's point of view, not my point of view, okay? If Brian Cashman has the chance in, in May or June, when Giancarlo Stanton comes back, to flip a prospect, a rookie prospect, for a Cy Young winner with control, that is a huge win.
I'm doing it.
Flipping the prospect when his value is high enough to get a already Cy Young winner with control left on his contract in Sandy Alcantara, right? How do you not make that move when you don't need a DH anymore? You don't need it. Is it great to have? Yes. Is Ben Rice amazing? Yes. Has he been awesome? Yes. Unfortunately, that is a double-edged sword because it causes his value to raise. And I'm telling you, y'all, mark my word, I just feel it in my bones. I can't explain it. I don't want it to happen. I love Ben Rice, but his long-term place on this team is not set in stone. He doesn't have a defensive foothold, and I'm just afraid. I'm afraid, y'all. And you just remember that I said this. I'm afraid. That's all.
Yeah. I want to shout out my guy Jacob Petruzzi that's in the building. Jacob, how you doing, my guy? Jacob says, heck, we all know what the tiebreaker is going to be. Who gets paid more? And that's Paul Goldsmith getting more playing time over Ben Rice when Giancarlo Stanton comes back. But listen, it's a problem that you want to have. If you are the New York Yankees, this is a problem that you want to have. Now, Grace, we're going to have the topic that you've been dying to talk about. And I'll let you lead the conversation. But we have to talk about Devin Williams, who has been struggling with the New York Yankees. On the season, he has 1 save. His ERA is a solid 12. Look at that ERA. I love that ERA. He has a 1.200 ERA, 5 strikeouts. And when you look at his whip, he has a 3.00 whip. Solid numbers across the board for Devin Williams. Grace, the floor is yours. Be nice. Be nice to everyone.
No promises. This is why I cannot be on a podcast right after the game is over. Because I'll tell you right now, my poor husband had to listen to me crash out, okay? And I had to go through it. And I'm yelling. There was one point where I was yelling, Luke Weaver, earn that job. Hey, earn that job. I'm telling you, my husband just sitting there letting me yell, okay? And I went to sleep. I woke up this morning. I'm feeling more calm, okay? So y'all are going to get the more calm version of what I felt last night, okay? And again, this is why I can't be on a podcast right after the game. I'm just too emotional. I'm too dramatic. But I've got a page and a half of notes here about Devin Williams. And y'all, excuse me, I went through all of his strikeouts of last year. I watched a video with every single one of Devin Williams' strikeouts of last year with my own eyes, and I made a grid. I made a grid right here that said, I'm watching, okay, hold on. I'm getting riled up. I was watching this video of all of his strikeouts, and I started noticing something. What did I notice, you ask? Oh, thank you for asking. I noticed that there were runners on the bases. There were lots of runners on the bases. And I said to myself, wait a minute, hold on. Y'all got me fucked up. I'm about to go through this video, and I made a grid when there were runners on the bases and when there were runners on scoring position on the bases for all 39 of his strikeouts last year. And let me tell you, I made little tick marks like I was in prison. Day 1, day 2. 5 times there were runners on first base. 9 times there were runners in scoring position. Now, some of those times bases were loaded. But I just said runners in scoring position, okay? 35% of his strikeouts last year had runners on the bases. I did the math myself. 23%. Y'all, I'm sorry. I'm getting emotional. 23% of the strikeouts had runners in scoring position. Now, this was only his strikeouts. This did not count the walks and the times that he didn't get the save or whatever. This was only a video of his strikeouts. And I'm saying to myself, oh, okay, hold on. So I went to Twitter and I said, Brewers, Devin Williams, blah, blah. I said, let me look up Devin Williams from the Brewers fans' perspective. Who knows him better than the Brewers fans? What do you think I found there, Hector? What do you think I found? I found people saying, we need to trade Devin Williams, goodbye Devin Williams, and I found people saying, thank goodness I don't have to sweat through Devin Williams anymore. And then I found some people saying, Yankees will learn to love Devin Williams, but he will make you sweat. And I said, oh, okay, all right. So I looked up his career numbers in April and May. Y'all, they're not good. He gets a slow start. Okay, you got him right here.
Yep.
March and April, he's 3.86 ERA, and then it drops down to 2.51, drops down to 1.65, and drops even further down. And that's where we want to be, right? So is he just off to a slow start? Is he adjusting to the Bronx? It's hard to say. It's only been 3 appearances. However, those 3 appearances have not been good. We've not seen anything good from him in those 3 appearances. He's not getting swing and miss with his changeup, which we were told was a swing and miss pitch. And that's what he is as a closer. He's not a flamethrower, 105 miles an hour, strike you out and stare you down like Aroldis Chapman or somebody. He's a deceptive pitcher who gets swing and miss on his changeup. The changeup, it ain't changing anymore. So his last outing, he threw the changeup 70% of the time, and he wasn't getting any swing and miss. And we were saying afterward, he's got to utilize his fastball more. Last night, yesterday, he did use his fastball more. It went up to 60%. He threw the 4-seam, and we know what happened. One bright side, I want to say, Hector, is that Aaron Boone pulled him. And let's be honest. Last year, Aaron Boone left Clay Holmes out there until he absolutely gave up the entire game before he pulled him.
Yeah.
And so I want to say I was really happy with that. He pulled him before the game was lost. He learned from last year, I want to say. So that's a bright side. Maybe his changeup just hasn't settled in. I don't know. He said after the game that he needed more reps, that his pitches weren't feeling comfortable. Let's take him at his word. I'm not worried, but I'm also not worried.
I'm not worried for the fact of the stats that are on the screen, right? You brought it up. He starts the year, he always starts off slow. He has a 3.86 career ERA in March and April. He has a 2.51 ERA in May, and then it goes down, as you pointed out. Keith said, great freaking analysis, great. Absolutely. Shout out my guy Caleb Vasquez in the building. Caleb, how you doing? Gotta let you Yankee fans know, I'll be covering the Yankee game this Friday for Latino Sports, and I'll be covering the game on Monday for Latino Sports as well. So if you're at the stadium over the weekend for the Yankees' next homestand, if you're there on Friday, if you're there on Monday, run down on me. I will be interviewing fans outside of the stadium and inside of the stadium as well. So shout out to my guy Caleb Vasquez. On Sunday, Caleb and I will be going to New Jersey because JC Escada, he's doing an autograph signing at Empanada Mama's out in New Jersey. Shout out to my guy Frank Luna for putting it together. JC Escada will be in New Jersey. I will be there with Caleb Vasquez. If you guys are in the building, if you guys are going, let me know and say hi. Stop by and say hi to your guy. But now back to Devin Williams. I think it's too early, right? To be fair, it's 15 games. And in those 15 games, he took a week off because he gave birth to his child. When it comes to pitching, we've seen it with Edwin Diaz yesterday in Queens. He gave up a 3-run home run in the 9th inning to Edwin Diaz. And Edwin Diaz is an all-star closer. And Edwin Diaz, after the game, said he couldn't grip the ball. His slider didn't slide because he wasn't able to grip the ball because it was just too cold out there. And when it comes to Devin Williams, I think it is the same thing. Granted, it was in Michigan. He was in Detroit, and it was freezing. They had to move the time of the game games because they were supposed to be at nighttime, but it was too cold at nighttime to play baseball. Let that sink in your head. It was too cold to play baseball at night, so they moved it to the day. I just think Devin Williams needs some time to adjust. If we're at the end of April and his ERA is still at 12 or over 5 or over 6, then we're having a different conversation, right? Luke Weaver, I saw everyone tweeting out that Luke Weaver needs to be the closer. Luke Weaver's my closer, yada, yada, yada. But one thing I would say when it comes down to it, if Devin Williams is not 70 or 80% of Devin Williams from his career or from last year with the Brewers, the Yankees are in trouble, especially with Garrett Cole coming out. I mean, being out for the whole season. The one thing we talked about with the Garrett Cole injury was at least we're going to have a top bullpen because we have both Devin Williams and Luke Weaver. And if Devin Williams is mediocre, and if Devin Williams is a shell of himself, if Devin Williams turns out to be LaTroy Hawkins when the Yankees took him and we signed him during free agency, if he turns to be a worse version of himself, then the Yankees are going to be in trouble this season, especially in the absence of Garrett Cole.
I feel if he doesn't work out in the closer role, then they must move him out of the closer role. He still can contribute to the bullpen, but if he's not got closers, if he can't put away batters, okay? And if he, let's see what he did yesterday, y'all. And I looked up what number hitters where he had the 4, 5, 7, 6, 7, 8 hitter, I think. He walked the leadoff batter. He gave up a base hit. He walked another batter. And then he had a wild pitch. I said, oh, God, I'm having flashbacks. Then he gave up another base hit. He had 33 pitches in the 9th inning, and he got pulled with bases loaded and the winning run at the plate. Mark Leiter Jr. came in a situation, y'all. Okay, the beginning of that inning, it was a clean inning, and he had no pressure. His team was up 4 runs, 0 pressure on him. Mark Leiter Jr. came in the most pressure-filled situation you could come into as a pitcher. Winning run at the plate, bases loaded. Wait, no, the bases weren't loaded by the time Mark Leiter Jr. came in. I think there was only 1 runner in scoring position on second base. My bad. But still, he did a great job. And what did I say about Mark Leiter Jr. the other day? His comments after the game pissed me off. Yesterday, his comments after the game, I was like, okay, Mark, this is what I'm trying to talk about. This is what I'm seeing. He said, yeah, I'm trying to help the team, And then he said, without equivocation, he said, Devin Williams is the best closer in baseball. And I'm just glad I got to come in and pick him up today. Because he's going to pick us up all year long. That's a
teammate. That's a teammate, and that's what we want out of every Yankee fan, to pick up your teammate. You don't throw your teammate underneath the bus. You don't do that. And I'm happy that Mark Leiter was able to say that. Thank you for bringing it up, because I saw it this morning when I was searching on Twitter. So thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, it was awesome. And it was awesome. So again, obviously we love Luke Weaver. We all love Weave's World and the whole thing. I did find, I like I said, I don't follow NL Central baseball, but Devin Williams was the setup guy for Josh Hader for a while. So he has experience in the setup role. Why don't we do closer by committee? Like, why don't they, if Devin Williams is doing well, then put him there. If he's not, put Luke there. Put Luke in the high leverage situation. I think that's what they did yesterday. Luke had the 1-2-3 hitter yesterday. Put him away. So it's not time to freak out, but it did piss me off.
I just want to say real quick, folks, we got over 100 people watching us collectively across all platforms. If you guys can, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. On YouTube, we got over 40 people watching us. So if you guys can, hit that like button. Let's try to get the stream to as close to 50 likes on the stream as we can. Appreciate you guys. I'm sorry about that. I had got like a phone call right when you was, 50 likes on the, sorry, right when you was talking and stuff. Sorry, I got my audio playback is messed up. Going back to the conversation with Devin Williams, I got to agree with you. I just want to take some time. I just want to wait, and let's just see what happens towards the end of the month. It's April 10th, 15 games. I think Devin Williams would turn it around. Personally, when it comes to the closer by committee, I agree with you, right? If there's a way that the Yankees could do it, but I just feel that Brian Cashman, who has been trying to get Devin Williams for years and years and years, it's going to ride it until the wheels fall off, right? And I think Devin Williams will be the closer until we're at the All-Star break and his ERA is over 6 and the Yankees are one game behind whoever's in front of them in the AL East, whether it's the Red Sox or the Baltimore Orioles. And I think that's the only way that we go by closer by committee, or Luke Weaver takes over the closer job. I don't see it happening. Maybe it happens. If it does, I'll shut up and I got egg on my face, personally.
It's not Devin Williams' fault that we lived through the Clay Holmes experience last year. And now he's on a short leash because of that. Because we're all traumatized from that. From all the blown saves that we sat through, everybody screaming, take Clay out of the closer role, take Clay out of the closer role, and them saying, no, he's great. And then they finally did take him out. And what happened? Luke Weaver thrived in that closer role. And we all lived through that. And Devin Williams has nothing to do with that, unfortunately. But he will suffer because of that, because now we're all like suspicious. Mm-hmm. So, and we all love Luke Weaver. So unfortunately, that's just the situation that he's come into. He has the power to end this conversation. All he has to do is go out there and be himself and do what he's done for years in Milwaukee and do it in the Bronx. And we will all love him. We'll all be here. We want to win. That's what we want. We want to win. But his leash is short, unfortunately. Sorry.
I was talking to some Brewer fans, and I know that you said you went on Twitter and you was typing up Devin Williams, Milwaukee, and you saw some Milwaukee fans saying we need to trade him and this, that, and the third. And yo, it's crazy because Li just came in the chat. Shout out my guy Li Yankee King, who was in the building, because I was just about to tell you, Grace. If people were to look up the Yankees and some takes, they'll see Li Yankee King's tweets, right? And if you're an outside not a Yankee fan, and you run into one of Li tweets and stuff like that, if you don't know Li, you may not wait. What is he actually saying? So when it comes to Devin Williams, you may have ran into the Li Yankee Kings of the Milwaukee Brewer fan base, and it's funny that right when I was going to say that, Li walked in, and I was going to say no shade to my guy Li. I love Li Yankee King, but Li just popped in. Yo, Li ear, it rings whenever he knows that I'm about to talk about him. Li, I appreciate you, my guy. Shout out to Li Yankee King. The only troll in the Yankee universe I acknowledge is my good friend Li Yankee King, who says no, Luke Weaver isn't the right hand pitcher that Devin Williams is. Devin Williams is the closer and will be the closer for the rest of his time as a New York Yankee. Shout out to my good friend Li Yankee King. Something that I wanted to bring up because I sent it to you and it made you chuckle and laugh over there in the great state that is the boot down there on the bottom of the country. And hopefully it will make you Yankee fans chuckle as well, because when it comes to the whole Devin Williams and Luke Weaver, it's frustrating as a Yankee fan, but we got to be able to have a good laugh.
Trying to rainbow. You, me, or nobody is going to hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Facts, Rocky. Facts. And honestly, I feel that is something that Luke Weaver would probably say to Devin Williams, or would say just in general or whatever. So Luke Weaver's a good guy. Shout out to the Dream Weaver. I think the Yankees are solid when it comes to their bullpen. I think Devin Williams will figure it out. And yeah, like Li Yankee King pointed out, March and April, he has a career 3.86 ERA, and then it drops down to 2.5. Absolutely, Li Yankee King. Appreciate you, Keith. I think Devin Williams will be fine, Grace, just personally.
Yeah, I mean, but what is the harm in saying what's the high leverage situation of this game? When is the best hitter coming up in the order, and would you deploy Devin Williams then? That's always a possibility. I think that's the strength of having a bullpen with multiple ways to deploy them.
I agree with you. I agree with you. If if Devin Williams is our closer, if the bases are loaded in the 8th inning and we need to get it out, and Devin Williams is the better reliever than Luke Weaver, you go with Devin Williams to get out of the sticky situation, and then you let Luke Weaver come in and close the game. I agree with you. I agree with you. And I think in Major League Baseball, that's the strategy, because you've seen teams do that, or especially over the past couple of years, you've seen that type of strategy be implemented in Major League Baseball. So maybe that's the new age and generation of things. But I just want to, shout out everybody who was in the building. Erica Garcia, it's in the building. Max Fried with a cold weather turtleneck gave me 90s petted vibes. Absolutely, Erica, 100%. I like seeing that. I know Carlos Rodon was trying to be a tough guy out there, with letting us know that, listen, if I'm out there, I need a sweater, I need a thermal, I need hand warmers. Carlos Rodon was out there in 20-degree weather with just a T-shirt. I couldn't do it. But again, Carlos Rodon is a man that probably sleeps in the woods when it's snowing outside. So Carlos Rodon, like I said, I think he will get better as the season goes on. I know I don't want to make excuses because it's cold weather and these are professional hitters professional baseball players at the end of the day, right? But I just feel that it's cold and maybe they have an issue with gripping the slider or gripping their pitches. I don't know. I'm trying to find excuses, but I think Carlos Rodon will be better. I'm just happy that the Yankees signed Max Fried, that Max Fried is our ace as of right now. Shout out to my guy Becker, who is in the building. Richie Squires is in the building. Rich, how you doing? Appreciate you. John the Beagle Dad is in the building. How you doing, John? Mr. Mark Teammaker's in the building. Marky Mark, and A1 since day one. Shout out to my guy Mark Teammaker. I hope all is well, brother. FL Diver is in the building. Good old Dev Fitch is in the building. I know you laughing out there because of his comment. Shout out to Dev Fitch, who is in the building. My guy Dev, how you doing? Go ahead, Grace.
I love New Yorkers. I just gotta say, I texted Hector last night. I said, I just love New Yorkers. I swear I can't get enough. I was sending him memes. People were saying, people are posting on Twitter. I'm sending Hector memes, and I'm like, these New Yorkers are wild and hilarious. I just love them. Mark says, yeah, well, 3.86 sucks. Yeah. Eli's like, just wait. He goes down to, he goes down, and he's like, yeah, well, that sucks too. I just love it.
Looking around Major League Baseball, right? Shout out to the pitching ninja, because he put out a video. This was pure comedic gold. This was the announcer roasting his own team, covering a minor league game. Hold on, let me see if I could play it. And now it doesn't want to play. Okay, here it is.
It's only my fifth season. It's only my fifth season. I've been in baseball, a little under a decade because of my college days. I've never written so many RBI walks in a book before. Listen, I know that I'm supposed to be optimistic about our team here, but I mean, come on, guys. Like, I could go out there. Let me loosen up my shoulder. I'll go help things out because you got to put it over the plate. You got to give your defense a shot. You have not been given a shot all game. We're broadcasting for maybe 2 people right now. Not 21 walks today. The payoff pitch from Reyes. Outside ball 4. So there's the 3rd walk of the inning, the 22nd walk of the game, and that'll load the bases for Manuel Beltre.
This has been a night. I can't say it's been any kind. It's just been a night.
It's one of the nights of all time. That's for sure.
It's a historical night.
It's one of the nights of all time. This is a night in history.
In 3 innings.
And I hope it never comes back. It's only my 5th season.
My God, that is hilarious. I'm gonna say that, Hector. One day I'm gonna say, we're podcasting for maybe like 2 people.
Oh God. Yeah, God, he said we're broadcasting for 2 people. We're actually podcasting for 115 people watching us collectively across all platforms. We got 50 people watching us on YouTube. If you guys can, smack that like button. We're sitting at 36 likes on YouTube. So if you could just hit that like button, let's try to get to as close as we can when it comes to 50 likes. We are sitting at 4,993 subscribers, 7 subscribers away from 5K. Help us out. We are on the mission to get to 5K. And we was talking about Ben Rice. So I want to bring up Ben Rice. Shout out to Ben Rice. Shout out to Chica Deportas. I see them all the time at Yankee Stadium, at Citi Field, covering the games. They do an amazing job. But I got this little tidbit from Ben Rice.
Amigos, aquí estamos con Ben Ambrose.
Sí, Ben Arroz.
¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo te sientes?
Muy bien, me siento muy feliz para estar aquí y estoy muy agradecido para esta oportunidad.
Tú sabes que ya tú eres un dominicano adoptivo.
Sí, un dominicano es gringo que no es gringo, ya tú sabes.
Exactamente. ¿Cómo tú te sientes con esta aceptación de los latinos, los dominicanos?
Hey, otra vez, muy agradecido para mis fanáticos en la República Dominicana.
Postseason, las emociones.
Hey, feliz, emocionado, pero vamos a quedarnos tranquilos aquí.
¿Se siente la energía en Nueva York con ustedes?
Sí. Hoy cuando yo estaba caminando por la calle, me sentía la energía aquí, es diferente.
Yeah, and like LI Yankee King just said in the chat, and Mark T Maker just doubled down on it. It's not Ben Rice speaking. That's Ben Arroz. Okay, Ben Rice has two names. Absolutely, get it right, Hector. 100%. Listen, shout out to Ben Rice. I saw an interview with Ben Rice, and he said the importance of why he learned Spanish, and that was to communicate with his teammates at a better level. And at a surface, below just a surface level. And as a Latino, as somebody who covers sports media for Latino sports, I appreciate that a hell of a lot from Ben Rice. Sometimes you have interpreters coming out there, and it's not to blame the interpreter, but sometimes communication is lost. And the fact that Ben Rice felt that he needed to learn Spanish to communicate not only with his teammates, but also as a catcher with the pitchers that are on the mound, so they understand exactly what he's communicating to them and what they're communicating to him. And there's no translation loss. So shout out to Ben Rice. I think that's amazing, and I wish that more baseball players would do that.
Yeah, he's awesome. He speaks so clearly, even I can understand a lot of what he's saying, and my Spanish is pretty rusty, but he does an amazing job. And to see the way that the Spanish-speaking community, can I say that? Is that offensive?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Spanish-speaking community has
Latino
embraced
community.
him,
Mm-hmm.
and they love him for that.
Yeah.
And they laud him for that. It's been something really special to witness. So
and that's really awesome. And that's what she was saying. She was telling him that, he's an adoptive Dominican, right? The Dominican community has adopted him. The Latino community has adopted him. And, he feels that, like I said, it was just important to him to learn Spanish so he could speak to his teammates. And I'll tell you this right now. When Ben Rice is out there talking with all the reporters, all the Latino reporters line up to talk to Ben Rice, and it's an amazing thing to see. As somebody who works media, it's great that he makes himself as available as he does. I just want to say, tip my cap off and shout out to Ben Rice for that one.
That's awesome. He is awesome. He's a great guy. Super smart, super nice. It's great to see guys like that succeed.
Yeah, 100%. Also, there was a tragic event, and I wanted to wait towards the end of the show to talk about it. That happened in the Dominican Republic. Octavio Dotel passed away. Ruby Perez passed away as well. A famous singer from the Dominican Republic. As of right now, I think it was 15 to 40 people have been missing or unalived in that accident. Pedro Martinez, he has family members that haven't been found, that they were underneath the rubble. So thoughts and prayers to everyone involved right now, to everyone connected in this tragic event. It's sad when you look at it, right? Prayers for the people in the Dominican Republic, prayers to the family members that are affected by this. And DR, they're very spiritual. They're very religious people over there. And to see the videos that are coming out and to see people are still strong in their faith, I just, want to tip my hat to the spirit of the Dominican Republic in this time. David Ortiz spoke on it. Like I said, Pedro Martinez spoke on it. So if you guys can, just thoughts and prayers to everyone affected right now.
Absolutely. I think Nelson Cruz had family there as well.
Yeah, it's up to 188 people that passed.
It's a horrible tragedy.
Thank you, Merck, for that, for the update.
Is a special place. I've only been once as a tourist, but you fall in love with that place, the people, the food, the culture, the dominoes, you know, everything. It's a special place and special people, and I hate something so horrible has happened to them. So definitely praying for all of them, and it's just it's awful.
Yeah, it's sad. If you guys don't know who Ruby Perez is, this is just a snippet. For like I said, he was a legendary singer in the Dominican Republic.
Mami, el negro está rabioso, quiere ver a conmigo, ese es solo mi papá. Mami, yo me acuesto tranquila, me arrojo de cabeza y el negro me destapa. Mami, ¿qué será lo que quiere el negro? Mami, ¿qué será lo que quiere el negro? Mami, ¿qué será lo que quiere el negro? Cuando estés con él, tendrás que fingir para no declarar que fui alguna vez tu mundo feliz, tu amor de verdad.
Beautiful.
Con él procuro olvidar el mundo que yo contigo formé, que fue en realidad visión de los dos. Procura serle fiel en todo, no te acuerdes ya de.
So, like I said, thoughts and prayers to everyone that's affected. Nelson Cruz's sister passed away as well. You know, so you know, baseball. I know baseball is what we talk about. Baseball brings us all together. But sometimes real life tragedy happens, and you just have to acknowledge it. You know, it's something that expands outside of baseball that people were affected by.
Yeah, really horrible.
Yeah. So, you know, before I start crying some more, I want to shout out the chat as we continue. Stephen B is in the building. Nathaniel Crenshaw said, Hector, you're a good singer. No. That's Grace, who's a good singer with her. Jason Dominguez. That's a good singer. That's the only person who's a singer. But I appreciate all of you guys, like LA Yankee King. Like, you know, even if you're not religious, you know, prayers up to the people in DR and, you know, the people that are that are affected by everything right now. You know, I'm Puerto Rican. I don't have family in the Dominican Republic, but my girlfriend's Dominican. Fortunately, nobody that her family knows were affected by this that we know of. So again, you know, just wanted to say thoughts and prayers. And Grace, help me segue out of this conversation, please, because I'm gonna keep on crying.
I don't know. Is now a good time to bring up all the food on this road trip that we
Let's
ate?
do it. Let's do it.
That I saw oh gosh, it wasn't Max Goodman. Who was it? Somebody tweeted out, oh, Bobby no, it wasn't Bobby. Who was it? I can't remember. But they were like, I can't believe how much I've written about food on this road trip as a member of the media. And I was like, that's so true. Between Wells' burrito account, if y'all don't know, Wells started a burrito review account on Instagram.
That's awesome.
It's hilarious. And then Michael K, in kind of retaliation, started a chicken tenders review account on Instagram. And so we've got chicken tenders, we got burritos, and then obviously we know Cody Bellinger suffered from bad wings, buffalo wings. So we got buffalo wings, burritos, and chicken tenders on this road trip. It's been wild, but no game today. The boys are coming home. And we're going to meet the Giants this weekend in the Bronx. And y'all, the Giants are on fire. So here we go. I'm not sure who the starting pitchers are going to be this weekend. Stroman. And then I'm not sure after that. Will Warren maybe? I'm not sure. But y'all, thoughts and prayers for the Yankees because it's not gonna be easy, but
yeah,
at least they'll be back in the Bronx.
Yeah, I would say when it comes to this weekend, Marcus Stroman is pitching. I think for Friday's game, Marcus Stroman is pitching in Friday's game, which I'm going to be there. Which I hope the Yankees don't lose because I had a real bad luck of like going to like every Yankee game last year and they lost every game that I went to. So hopefully they don't lose. Yeah, Marcus Stroman is pitching on Friday. Saturday's game is Will Warren for the New York Yankees, and I think Sunday it will be Carlos Rodon for the Yankees. Yeah, Carlos Rodon on Sunday. So like I said, I will be there for the Friday series against the Giants, and I will be there for that Monday game against the Kansas City Royals, right? So I got some people. I got an interview lined up with Seth Lugo with the Kansas City Royals because he's one of the candidates for the Latino Sports Award in the American League. So I have an interview lined up with him. I'm super excited about that one. But no, previewing that series, one player that I'm excited to come back. It was never a Yankee, somebody that I wanted the Yankees to sign this offseason, somebody you wanted to sign as well. Willie Adames will be in the Bronx with the San Francisco Giants. And I bring up Willie Adames because he was a big-time Derek Jeter fan. He grew up as Derek Jeter being his favorite player, the New York Yankees being his favorite team. And I'm happy to see that he was paid. And, Willie Adames will be in the Bronx this weekend. That's what I'm looking forward to seeing.
I do love him. I wanted him really bad. I wish he hadn't signed so quickly. He signed before Juan Soto, so I'm not even certain that the Yankees engaged in talks with him or his people at all because they were so focused on getting Juan Soto, which obviously we know how that turned out. But he signed before Juan Soto. He didn't want to wait. He wanted to get his money. That's his prerogative, and he got it. Good for him. And San Francisco's a great town, so, have fun. I don't know what to say, but I still wanted him. I'm sad, but it's all good.
Yeah, I want to shout out the chat as well. I'm going to put the link in for the open panel. Shout out to my guy Brew Crew in the building. He's a Brewers fan, right? He's somebody that can speak specifically on Devin Williams. I told him that I was doing an open panel. I was waiting to see him in the chat before I put the link out there. So shout out to my guy Brew Crew. If you're free, no pressure. If you're not free to jump up, but I would love to get your take on the conversation on Devin Williams. LI Yankee King says, yo. Now hearing that the Yankees are doing food reviews, the World Series is back on, guys. We don't have to worry about it. Absolutely. You got Austin Wells with his burrito reviews. You got Michael K with his chicken tendy reviews. You got food reviews going around for the New York Yankees. One thing I do got to say is that shout out to my guy Roro, Mikey C in the building. The open panel link is here. Roro, if you're free to come up, Brew, if you're free to come up, we'd love to get you guys up here. We'd love to get you guys' perspective on the conversation. One thing that I want to talk about, we're talking about food. I'm not gonna lie, that tiramisu do look good. That tiramisu that they got at Yankee Stadium, it do look good. I got a cracked tooth, right? I have my dentist appointment April 17th. As soon as I get my root canal, I will be in the stadium and I will be having that tiramisu. I'll tell you that.
Oh, there's some motivation while you're in the dentist chair.
Absolutely.
Tiramisu. Just think tiramisu thoughts.
Absolutely. And Grace, and just so you guys know, Grace hated when I posted a video of me at Citi Field. She was like, "You're such a Met fan now," and I had to take a picture of the Mr. Softy machine and send it to her.
I want y'all to know I'm fighting the good fight out here in our text thread, Hector and me, and I'm telling you, I call him out every chance I get. Okay, I know you're a member of the media. I know you like Alex Cohen. I know you like, all these people. But don't forget, and in Texas we have a saying. The saying is, dance with the girl who brung ya. Okay?
Always.
So don't
Always.
get to the dance. You see another pretty girl, and you go over, you start dancing with her. No, hell no. You dance with the girl that brung ya. And the girl that brung ya, Hector, is the New York Yankees. Don't forget.
You see this? It's not going nowhere,
okay,
Grace. All right? It's not going nowhere, okay?
I'm watching you.
Mark T. Maker says April 17th, my 65th birthday. Mark, I love the fact when you're celebrating your birthday, I'm going to be in a dentist getting a root canal going through it. Mark is going to be eating a nice slice of chocolate cake or birthday cake while I got the dentist doing a root canal. Shout out to my guy, Mark T. Maker. Happy early birthday to you, Mark T. Maker. Appreciate you as well. We got one person backstage. I got my guy Jonathan backstage. We're going to bring up Jonathan for a second, and we're going to rock out with our good friend Jonathan. Jonathan, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing good.
Nice. Okay, so what's your thoughts? You hear the panic with Devin Williams? Are you sounding the alarm? Are you sounding the alarm?
No.
Go ahead, Grace.
Let me read this tweet for you, Jonathan. This is one of the tweets that I was referencing earlier in the show. This is from Uncle Wally 91481 on Twitter. And quote, as a Brewers fan, I can tell you that the Devin Williams experience is a roller coaster. He is not a mow him down 1-2-3 pitcher. It's like he has to put a couple of guys on base to really focus. Maddening. That's the tweet. Okay. So now, what do you have to say?
Well, some pitchers are like that, not Yankee fans were very fortunate to have Mariano on the team for almost 20 years, and we got used to seeing that one pitch strike everybody out. And we need to get back to, I guess, the reality of having a closer that's not, and we cannot think of Mariano Rivera because no one will ever be Mariano Rivera. So if all these pitchers are trying, all these fans, not pitchers, are trying to compare Devin Williams to the past closer of the Yankees, that's not going to happen. You need to see what he does once the weather gets warmer. I would say once the weather gets consistently above 50 degrees in New York, that's when we have a better idea of what Devin Williams can do.
Yeah, listen.
And look, this is only the first. We've only been playing for less than 2 weeks. If you want the guy to fail, you want him to fail now so he can find it later on in the year.
I think what's a really important point that you made, Jonathan, is
keep talking, Grace.
Yeah.
We got 2 more people backstage. I'm going to bring up as you talk. We got Erica. We got my guy Brew Crew. I'm just going to bring them up as you talk. Go ahead, Grace.
Cool, awesome. I can't wait to hear their perspective. But yeah, I think what's an important point that you brought up is that it's super early in the season and we don't know what's going to be. Last year at this time, we were all saying that Clay Holmes was the best closer in baseball. He was racking up save after save after save after save after save. And we were like, oh my God, this is amazing. Then, of course, we know how that story ended. But it's so early in the season. You know, we don't want to snap to judgment. And we want Devin Williams to succeed. If we turn on him as a fan base, we will ensure his destruction. Like, we need to support him. We need him to come through. And it's important.
Grace, listen, Yankee fans over exaggerating in the same. I've never heard a Yankee fan over exaggerate or overblow a take before. So I want to shout out 2 people that just joined. Of course, our good friend Erica. You guys know Erica, but my man, my guy, Brew Crew. What it do, Brew? First off, if you guys don't recognize him, this is somebody I met on TikTok. Great baseball mind, great content creator as well. Does amazing stuff over there. So make sure you go and follow my guy, Brew Crew. Brew Crew, how you feeling today, baby?
Feeling pretty good, man. Pretty good, actually. It's been a good morning starting off so far. The Brewers play a little bit later today, so I'm excited for that game. But, yeah, I'm very interested in the Devin Williams conversation you guys are having, actually.
Yeah, well, you started it. Lead the conversation. As a Brewer fan, Grace was talking about she saw some tweets for some Brewer fans. So I want to talk to you, being that you're the only Brewer fan that I actually know. Can you speak on this Devin Williams fiasco real quick?
Yeah, well, this is what I will say when it comes to Devin Williams. I told this as well to Ghost and Future, who have come on here recently, or previously, should I say. He has starts or save opportunities, should I say, like this. Every 4 to 5, let's say, opportunities of saves, he has moments like this that can happen where he gets jammed in a little bit of trouble. And he had a few like that with the Brewers last year. Trevor McGill had to come in and, close it out for the Crew. And I feel like this is maybe just the way he operates. I maybe could attribute it to getting acclimated with the new team as well. He's new to this. When he does pitch in Milwaukee, I know somebody made a point, weather-wise, he normally always pitches in a dome, for example. Like, the roof is always normally closed, especially last year. He always pitched when the dome, was fully closed. And that's the thing that I remember heavily. So that could be playing a factor as well, just getting adjusted to the weather. I know Detroit has been cold the past few days. So, man, it's not really quote-unquote baseball weather. So, that's a big thing as well. But I think it's, I know a lot of Brewers fans have been, poking, haha, this and that. But, nah, he's a great reliever. I love Devin Williams. Very humble guy, to say the least. And it's only a matter of time before he gets back on track.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that. Grace, what's your take on that? And let's throw it over to our friend Erica to get her take on the Devin Williams convo.
So what I want to ask the Brew Crew is,
and that was a solid take. Also, you bringing up the whole dome situation. That's something I never even factored into the convo. So thank you for bringing that up, bro.
Of course.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask him about the changeup specifically. Did he use that to put batters away, getting a swing and miss on that, or was he getting into a full count or a hitter's count and then using his fastball more to get the outs?
It would be a little bit of, I would have to say a little bit of both. There would be times the count would be 1-1. He throws the changeup right there, gets it to a favorable count. Then, honestly, sometimes he would close them out with the fastball in Milwaukee. And to me, one thing that I will notice that I have seen from Devin Williams, he had a cutter before. I don't know if he's been throwing it, but he had a relatively decent cutter with the Brewers the first 2 years when he won NL Rookie of the Year. And in 2021, before he had the injury, look, I don't know where that pitch has gone, but it was relatively always reliable for him to throw that cutter. So that's a pitch he would use early in the counts. But yes, the changeup normally is always his put away pitch. Yeah, I don't know where that pitch has gone.
That's been his problem because he's been throwing it and people haven't been chasing it. So that's been his problem. It's only been 3 appearances, only been 3. We've only seen him 3 times, but that's the concern. I just wanted to ask. So maybe his changeup just isn't quite as filthy as it normally is, and he's ramping up, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and one thing I will say though, interesting point to when you say like people aren't biting into it.
Yeah.
Relatively at the end of the year last year, September, he had that similar problem where not a lot of hitters were biting into that changeup, and a lot of Brewers fans were like a little bit shocked because that's always been a put away pitch that's never been an issue for him. Yeah. And if you guys see that Pete Alonso at bat, he wasn't biting into that changeup. Yeah. And when he was biting into the changeup, it honestly, he was getting a good piece of the bat on it and led to the home run. Unfortunately, don't want to talk about it, but yeah. But look,
don't worry, we got pain from the postseason. We Dodger fans keep on bringing up that 5th inning and shit, so I think we got you beat with that.
We heard maybe he was tipping his pitches. There was a rumor.
A good possibility that he could have had an outing or 2 where that could have been the case. Yes.
Okay. All right. I want to toss it over to Erica to get her take as well. My guy Mark T. Maker is like, what is this? A play date? Get it done, Devin Williams. Get it done. Shout out to Mark T. Maker. Erica, I hope all is well. I hope you had an amazing couple of days. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Thank you for having me. That was awesome insight, Brew Crew. I really appreciate that. Grace, your makeup is popping today.
It's always spot on. I had to tell her that before we started the show, Erica.
Yeah, I had to throw that out there really quick.
Y'all are so sweet.
But yeah, it was funny. I was watching the game yesterday and I'm like, all right, 4-run lead. This should be easy. Like my heart rate is good. And then once he started walking guys, I was like, this is it. Grace was right. I was like, oh no. I'm like, this is it. She was right the whole time. But no, then obviously it was frustrating to watch. But I was watching a lot of games. I've been actually watching a lot of games because I got the MLTV thing through T-Mobile.
Fire. That shout out to T-Mobile. I got the same thing. Shout out to T-Mobile. Except for the stupid ass blackout restrictions, which I hate, but shout out to T-Mobile.
Yeah, and I know closers in general across the league are struggling. Diaz, obviously, he had issues yesterday. I was watching the Phillies game. Ruiz almost blew the lead. Clase almost blew it. If Mike Tauchman didn't blow out his ankle or whatever happened while he was rounding third, that would have been a blown save. The Astros, although it wasn't Hader, but they blew the game. 5 runs in the 9th. The whole time I'm watching the Yankee game and I'm like, only the Yankees. This only happens to the Yankees. And then it happened to the Astros last night. I was like, okay, maybe not. But yeah, I'm not too concerned. But like you said, if his changeup isn't working, it feels like Clay Holmes all over again because if you can't pinpoint his pitches, his pitch mix is just not going to work against obviously professional hitters, and it's what messed up Clay Holmes. And that's why I like Weaver in those situations more because he has more overpowering stuff. Like he's going to challenge you with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. You know what I mean? Where I don't think Devin can get up to that speed. So yeah, it sucks. I really was like ready to throw whatever was in my hand at the TV yesterday because I was so frustrated. Even my watch was like, "Is everything okay?" I was like, "No, like you should have a closer come in with a 4-run lead and be able to close it out. Like walking 2 guys is not the answer." But yeah, like I said, other closers are having issues, so it could just be early. It could be cold weather.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I gotta agree with that. And like I said earlier, Brew, if Devin Williams is this version of Devin Williams for the rest of the season, the Yankees are going to be in trouble, especially in the absence of Garrett Cole, right? Because when the Garrett Cole injury went down, you and I, we was talking that day. I was a little bit tipsy on that live, but you and I, we was talking that day. And one of the things that I brought up was even if Garrett Cole is out for the whole season, we could still lay our hat, or we could still be we can still have some confidence that we would still have one of the best bullpen in baseball. But if Devin Williams keeps on struggling and the Yankees got to make the decision to move him out of the closer role and move Luke Weaver into the closer mode, I think the Yankees are going to have some hard times for this rest of the season, personally. Go ahead, E.
I also was going to say nobody needs Devin Williams to succeed more than Devin Williams himself, because he's going into free agency after this season, right? So he's going to hurt his own stock. Yeah, so he obviously, wants to succeed as well. So you gotta be patient.
Yeah, definitely. Again, folks, we got over 115 people watching us collectively on YouTube. We got over 40 people. So if you guys can, please smack that like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys are following That Baseball is Erica on That Baseball Erica on YouTube and Instagram as well. Follow my guy Brew Crew on TikTok. Brew, you got a YouTube as well, brother, right?
Yeah, Brew Crew Sports World, same thing as this. And real quick, I would like to make a quick point.
Go ahead.
About Devin Williams, and like Erica said about the contract. He's looking for big money this upcoming free agency class. Look at the last deal. I think it was Hector that got 5-year, $95 million. Former Brewer. You got to know that Devin Williams wants to get a little bit more. So I think he'll bounce back.
Yeah, I think he bounced back. But if he wants that Hector money or a little bit more than that, I don't think the Yankees are going to balk at that and give him that Hector money. He could kick rocks for that, because we flipped him for Nestor Cortez, who is going to be a free agent as well. I want to ask you, what's your thoughts on Nestor as a Brewer fan? Give us like a fair breakdown of him.
Well, horrible first start, obviously, as you guys know. But
I thought it was great. I don't know what you're talking about.
But his second start, though, 6 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, only allowed 2 hits. He played great, but now he's on the IL. It's crazy. He's on the IL, 15-day IL.
Okay, did they say, was there any updates since they initially reported it?
Well, he had a cortisone shot a few days ago. It looks like it's they did imaging on his it's an elbow thing. They did imaging, no tear, no nothing like that. It's literally, I guess it was just he felt more sore than anything, but he had the cortisone shot, and the update was that he's going to be back to throwing in the next 2 to 3 days, I believe they said. So,
copy.
So nothing. It was just, I guess he just didn't recover in time for the next start.
All right, bet. All right, so what we normally like to do customarily, Brew Crew, right, especially with the open panels, we like to have one of the guests or a couple of the guests pick a topic and throw it around. So since it's your first time up here on the panel, I'm going to toss it over to you. Pick a topic, ride with it, then kick it over to Grace, Erica, Jonathan. We got Nosebleed section backstage. Nosebleed, I'm sorry, you all the way at the bottom. I'm going to bring in Nosebleed as Brew Crews present his topic or his question, and we'll throw it around to the panel so we could just break it down for the next few minutes. Go ahead, Brew.
All right, for the Yankees, I know this is a Yankees more so morning brew type session, so I got a Yankees question for you guys. Didn't come prepared, but top of my brain, I actually came up with this one as I was talking with Ro about it. I know he's on the chat. We were talking about it on TikTok a few hours ago. What is the biggest need for you guys once the trade deadline comes to fruition? Because I feel like when it comes to the team, the Yankees are in a good position to actually still make the playoffs in the AL, to me. What do you guys is the major thing that you guys would want to go get? Is it pitching? Is it another bat? Let me know.
Brew Crew, first of all, I just want to thank you so much for coming on our show today. Your insight has been amazing, and really appreciate you and people like you who aren't even Yankees fans who are hanging out with us today. So that's awesome. Really thank you for coming on. Nice to meet you.
My pleasure.
For the trade deadline, it's hard to predict what the team is going to be in that place, but if you extrapolate what's going on right now, I feel like we have 2 areas of need. First of all, we have a big area of need of starting pitching. Huge area of need. We had our first quality start yesterday. Otherwise, we didn't have any quality starts from any of our starting pitchers. We can't go deep into games. We've been giving up a lot of runs. We've been, struggling, putting a lot of strain on our bullpen, which is supposedly our strength. But regardless of that, we have a starting pitching need. Now we have Clark Schmidt coming back soon 10 days or so probably, and then we have Luis Hill going to begin a throwing program soon as well. If we get both of those pieces back, okay, and they're healthy and they're good, they may choose to address another need on our team, which is a batter that can mash versus left-handed pitching. So far this season, we've only played a few games, like I think 12 games. Hector said 15 earlier. I'm really bad at math, but however many games we played, and we've seen hardly anything but lefties, lefties, lefties. Everybody knows the scouting report of the New York Yankees is they can't hit left-handed pitching. We're left-handed batter heavy. Our righties haven't been coming through in these situations. So I see two areas of need, starting pitching and a righty bat. That righty bat, if he could play third base, we have a little opening there. Who knows who will be injured by then? Oh, God, please. I hope nobody gets injured. But who knows what's going to happen by then? But these are the two areas of need that I see Brian Cashman looking to address.
Okay, solid. Erica, floor is yours.
Yeah, starting pitching, like I same thing as I echo her sentiments. Starting pitching and a right-handed bat. I know that we're supposed to be getting Giancarlo Stanton sooner than expected, although I think it's Memorial Day weekend, right around that time. I don't know if they're trying to say that maybe he's going to be here sooner than that, but honestly, even that Giancarlo Stanton, when he comes back, it's going to be interesting because Ben Rice is raking, and I don't know how you're going to fit him into. Like, I know how you're going to. You just say it's Giancarlo Stanton, like that's it. But like, I don't know how they're going to play with that because it's going to be very interesting, and I don't want to have a guy like Giancarlo coming off the bench either. So a cold situation, so. I don't know if you still go out and get another right-handed bat, even if you have Giancarlo slated to come back, because you want a guy like you still don't have somebody that can be subbed in. Let's say Stanton's already in the lineup. You don't have a guy to sub in for, a Jason Dominguez or, that's weaker on the right side, a Cabrera who's weaker on the right side, or even to come in for Ben Rice. So yeah, I echo the sentiments. Sorry, I'm working. So I'm like,
no, all good.
But yeah, same thing.
Yeah, no, all good. L.I. Yankee King says, I will cut Giancarlo Stanton and keep Ben Rice. Brew Crew, this is L.I. Yankee King. This is the only troll in the Yankee universe that I acknowledge and engage with. I love this guy so much. And yeah, this is a very moderate version of like the stuff that he puts out there. Shout out to my guy, L.I. Yankee King. I love him so much. Nosebleed, I want to toss it over to you, brother, to get your take on the conversation. We got somebody else that jumped backstage, my guy, the Ace Avenue. I'm gonna set up the screen. Nosebleed, the floor is yours to answer Brew Crew question. And I do apologize that I kept you back there so long. I didn't see you all the way at the bottom. Go ahead, Nosebleed.
I don't think we need pitching. I think we might need a bat, but I still like this team, and I'll roll with this team all season long.
Hot take. We love it. I thought you were here to defend Clay Holmes, Nosebleed.
I was.
I knew it.
He wanted me to answer the question.
I knew it. That's awesome.
Can you imagine
That's
this
hilarious.
rotation with the way Max Fried pitched yesterday? Could you imagine him and Garrett Cole as a 1-2? Like, that would feed families. It's unfortunate that we're not able to see it yet.
That would feed families, though. It definitely would feed families. Jonathan, I want to toss it over to you to get your take on the question presented by our good friend Brew Crew. Go ahead, Jonathan.
Well, one thing to remember, we have Schmidt and Heel coming back. Schmidt is going to be back in in the next 2 weeks or so, and Heel
Something like that
in a month. So I think that both of them will be our starting pitching. So as a result, I would might look for a righty bat if depending on Giancarlo Stanton. I mean, of course, if he comes back, we have a righty bat. But right now, it's I would say the starting pitching. Well, I've already said, but another bat, a starter, and a clutch bat, depending on Giancarlo Stanton, because it's very hard. It's very hard to answer that question now in April when we have another 2 and 3 months to decide. So
that's fair.
This would be a much easier answer to give you in 6 weeks when we have a better idea of what July is going to be like, especially if, for example, if Giancarlo comes back in May and he starts just hammering the ball, are you going to hear LA Yankee King complain?
Yes.
LA
Yes.
Yankee complain? No.
Yes. Are you kidding me, bro? LA Yankee King wakes up and he complains, bro. What are you talking about? Exactly. Shout out to my guy, LA Yankee King.
Even if Giancarlo comes back, I don't see them.
Listen, Jonathan, if Mickey Mantle was to come back and be resurrected, LA Yankee King would still complain about Mickey Mantle, okay?
If Mickey Mantle came back, from what I heard, he'd probably get longer home runs than Giancarlo Stanton.
Absolutely. I want to shout out my guy, the Ace Avenue, who just joined us on the conversation. Ace, how you doing? Shout out to you. Shout out to chat as well. Ace Avenue is another amazing content creator. Make sure you guys go and follow him over at the Ace Avenue. If any of the moderators in the chat, I'm not sure if Jacob is there, please drop the link for my guy, Ace. Ace, how you feeling this afternoon and morning?
Man, I'm doing great, man. It's like the Brady Bunch panel in here, man. We're all over the place, you know what I'm saying? Nice little segment going on. But I just wanted to pop on, just to, what, LI has convinced me, guys. Not only should we cut and trade Giancarlo Stanton, throw Aaron Judge in the mix, too. Because Ben Rice is obviously otherworldly, and that's all we need. Just have Ben Rice bat 1 through 9, and we're good to go. Have the golden bat rule and have a bunch of times, and, Yankees posting up banner number 28. Let's go.
LA Yankee King says, Hector, shut up. Just because I complained because it wasn't warm enough in Ohio doesn't mean I complained. Yeah. LA Yankee King, yeah, he complains that it's cold and Ohio. I know we're going to get ready to wrap things up real quick. Ace, I just wanted to throw it over to you to get your take on just Brew Crew's question about what thoughts and needs for this season.
Definitely need a right-handed bat. I think Giancarlo Stanton will alleviate that. You could always use bullpen, especially with Matt Blake and company. They'll always find some good arms to plug and play. Figure out third base situation, in my opinion, because like I had to, almost threw up hearing you guys talk about DJ LeMahieu earlier. We definitely don't need him, but we know he's coming back immediately. And he's that right-handed bat. We know how the Yankees think. Yeah, we know how the Yankees think. They love him. He's a guy. Aaron Judge loves him. He's veteran. He's coming in right-handed. As soon as he gets the opportunity, he's coming in. But, in all honesty, Yankee fans, we shouldn't panic. It's early in the season. This team will look a lot different. It'll be differently constructed by the deadline, by the time we get to the playoffs, stuff like that. So let's just hit that pause button.
Your point, can I add to your point?
Go ahead, Jonathan. Real quick, just make it fast just because we got to get ready to wrap things up, brother.
Yeah. That is the reason why I wanted a Scheller back. A righty bat that can play third base.
And you know what? Gio is killing it over there with the Oakland, Sacramento, Las Vegas, whatever they're called, athletics as of right now. Folks, we come to the end of the show. It's 12:40 right now. I just want to shout out everyone that's in the chat. Brew Crew, thank you for coming up as well. Make sure you guys go and subscribe and follow my guy, Brew Crew. Brew Crew, one more time. Let the people know where they can find you on all social media platforms, brother.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. First and foremost, my pleasure. I appreciate all you guys for showing me love here in the chat. Just great show you have right here. I love it. I tune in very frequently, so just wanted to say that. But Brew Crew Sports World on everything, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all that. Just Brew Crew Sports World, just like my name right here. You'll find me on everything doing daily MLB content. Not only Brewers, baseball in general.
Copy. Brew Crew, I'm going to let you go. Appreciate you, my guy. I will see you on these TikTok streets. You be safe, brother.
Thank you, guys.
That was my guy, Brew Crew. Appreciate my guy, Brew Crew. Erica, let the people know where they can find you on social media.
That's Baseball Erica on Instagram and YouTube. Appreciate everybody that, click subscribe or follows me there. I promise to get more content out. I've been slacking. But appreciate you having me on here. And just last take is the obvious pitcher that's going to be that's going to lose their job is Carlos Carrasco, right? Like, right? Okay. I just want to make sure everyone agrees because it's not Okay. Cool.
Yeah. No, right. I'm right there with you. And as soon as DJ LeMahieu retires, we're going to take his ACL, give it to Erica, and we're going to be outside of Yankee Stadium interviewing fans. So make sure you guys tune into that. Make sure you're following us on all social media platforms. Erica, I do appreciate you, my good friend. You have a good day. All right. Feel better. Copy. And then we got my guy, the Ace Avenue. Ace, I know you just came up for a second and we got to go right now, but just let the people know where they can find you. Again, appreciate you, Ace, and I can't wait to join you on your on one of your streams.
Definitely appreciate it. Like I said, just wanted to come on just to have a good time with you guys. You guys are incredible. Subscribe to Uptown Sports and all the great Yankee content creators out there. As far as me, you can find yours truly at the Ace Avenue. That is DAACE for your sports, movies, and more by yours truly. Have a good day, guys. Have a blessed one.
Absolutely. Ace, you see that Minecraft movie yet, bro?
I did. I haven't done. Everybody's been asking me about my thoughts.
I need your Minecraft. I'm gonna
have to do it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it because everybody's asking me about it.
All right, brother. You have a good one, my guy. You be safe. And then we got Jonathan and Theo Nosebleed section. Jonathan and Nosebleed, just get your last take before you get out of here. Nosebleed, what's your prediction for this weekend? Real fast, 15 seconds. Go.
Yankees will go 2-1 over the weekend.
Copy. Theo Nosebleed, love you so much.
Nosebleed. I love you, Nosebleed.
Appreciate you always supporting us. Appreciate you always in the chat, Nosebleed. Just know that, we love you here, and, you have an open door policy anytime up here on the panel with us, Nosebleed.
All right. And I'll see Grace on X.
Yeah,
yes.
Nosebleed's my ex-bestie. We're always texting during the games. We're always up there. So Nosebleed, love you so much.
Shout out to Nosebleed. And then Jonathan, let's get your quick prediction for this weekend. 15 seconds. Go ahead, brother.
Unfortunately, I think Stroman is going to struggle, and I think Warren is going to have a good game.
Okay.
Warren is going to take a surprising game.
Who did you say is going to Stroman? Okay.
Stroman.
It said Stroman's going to struggle.
I don't think Stroman is going to last 5 innings.
Okay. All right. Well, Jonathan, hopefully you're wrong, my guy. Jonathan, appreciate you, brother. You have a good day, Jonathan. You enjoy the rest of your day. The Yankees are off today. Grace Monroe, appreciate you so much. And like Erica said, that makeup is popping, bestie.
Y'all, flattery will get you everywhere.
Quick prediction on the weekend and last take. Go ahead, Grace.
My prediction for this weekend is the Bats come back alive. We're going to be back in the Bronx. It's going to be a little bit warmer, not too warm, but a little bit warmer at our home field advantage. Boogie Down fans going to be packing the stadium, and the Torpedoes are going to come back, and we're going to be pop, 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 pop this weekend. That's my prediction against that fastball throwing Giants starting rotation. I'm hoping.
Listen, I'm with you. Hopefully the Yankees pitching step up. I'm looking for Marcus Stroman to rewrite his start to the season. Will Warren, I think Will Warren's going to be fine, but I'm more focused on Carlos Rodon's start on Sunday. But guys, got to get out of here. Appreciate you like always. I'm Hector.
I'm Grace Monroe.
This is Yankees Morning Brew, and until next time, deuces.
You fought well yesterday. Your style is unorthodox.
Scorpio.